The European Union could be about to tighten restrictions on vaccine exports. That's at the top of the agenda as EU leaders meet this hour. They're also discussing ways to boost vaccine distribution. Inoculation has been slow in EU member states, even though they have their own vaccine manufacturers. Lucy Huff joins us now from Brussels for more. Lucy, what would the new controls entail?
Well, essentially, this will be widening an export control mechanism that was put into place by the EU in early February. It adds some further criteria to this, which effectively assesses the level of exports in return to the EU in the recipient countries. So any country that would be receiving vaccines from the EU must also be shipping vaccines back into the bloc. It will also controversially assess the rate of vaccination in that country and the degree of COVID-19 risk, the epidemiological level at that point. So it does add some sort of tougher measures that the EU could take into account when deciding whether or not to authorise any exports from facilities here on the continent. But there is by no means sort of unanimity on this issue. There is signs of deep division amongst EU 27 leaders. Germany, Belgium and Sweden are amongst those countries that have expressed some concern about the potential for vaccine blockades from the EU, talking about disruption to global supply chains. But these proposals that were put forward by the European Commission yesterday have won some support from countries like France and Italy, who are under increasing pressure at home to sort out their domestic vaccine rollout to protect the EU's supply and to pick up the pace of the inoculation campaign.
Lucy, is there a chance that vaccine supplies to Asia might be disrupted in all this?
There's a small chance that some vaccine supplies could be impacted. If we look at the figures from the last 6 weeks or so, the EU exported just over 40 million vaccines globally. Of that, around 1 million went to Singapore and 800,000 went to Malaysia. So we are talking small numbers in relative terms. But yes, there is the risk that there could be some disruption if indeed these proposals are voted through in the form that they were presented in yesterday by the European Commission. But by far the most likely country to be impacted is the UK. Of that 40 million total, around 10 million went to the UK. And of course, there is concern, given that the tensions that we've had between the EU and UK in recent weeks in terms of vaccine supply, given that they are geographical neighbours, that this could exacerbate those tensions. But there have been signs of a kind of thawing in those tensions in recent days. There was a joint statement issued yesterday with both sides agreeing to cooperate on vaccine supply. So that may be taken into account today during this EU Council meeting.
Lucy, appreciate your update on this. Lucy Huff there in Brussels.